celebrating the spirit of more than 30 schools across northern Clackamas County. This is NCSD News.
Well, thanks for hitting the brakes and stopping by for another edition of NCSD News. That's right, keep your seatbelt on, check your rearview mirror because we're about to take another quick spin around our district, making sure you look both ways at all the exciting things taking place as the first day of school draws closer. Along with ace videographer Brian McGrew, I'm Curtis Long. And as you can probably tell, we're starting today at one of the most important places in our school district and a place that people rarely see. It's our district's transportation department, where once school gets rolling, almost 200 buses steer in and out of this lot every day with more than 130 drivers behind the wheel. And nobody does it better than this pro to my right. This is NCSD driver Frank Hedrick, who was recently named, drumroll please, the 2022 Oregon School Bus Driver of the Year. Frank, congratulations.
Thank you.
How long have you been a part of our school district?
I've been a part of the school district for 7 years now.
And what goes into driving a bus that people might not know?
Probably being strapped to a seat and having 70 students behind you while you operate a 40-foot, basically a semi through residential areas while keeping an eye on our students to make sure that they're safe and behaving themselves properly and acting appropriately on the bus and getting there to them safely and back to the bus barn.
Now, do you have elementary, middle, and high schools on your routes?
Every one of those.
Which ones are the most challenging?
I think our junior high
the middle school kids.
That's just to be a surprise for most of you.
Okay.
But that happens to be one of my favorites, so I love the junior hires.
Yeah.
And we get along really good.
All right, middle school kids. You be nice to Frank if he's your bus driver for sure.
Amen.
Frank, what's your favorite thing about being a bus driver in our school district?
Dealing with the kids.
Yeah.
You're that first person that they see, the last person for the school that they see as they leave the bus, and want to give them a ride that's memorable, that reinforces our love and care for them.
Well, thank you for being such a positive role model for our kids. You're the first face they see in the morning and probably the last face as they get off the bus as you take them home. So congratulations on a great award. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Well, we should also congratulate another North Clackamas transportation employee. Dispatcher Debbie Milwaukee won this year's Doug Flatt Award for outstanding contribution to student transportation in Oregon. Well, speaking of transportation, we got to get this thing moving. We're headed for another story across town. We're off to Linwood and Sojourner Elementary Schools. You won't believe what's happening over there. They're celebrating safe routes to school. Speaking of routes, let's get this bus moving.
Oh, I forgot Brian.
Although we had just arrived by bus, community members here at Linwood and Sojourner are celebrating how they can now safely get to school along busy Linwood Avenue by bike, scooter, or even by foot. This was the scene days ago when the school celebrated 5 years of grant funding from the Oregon Department of Transportation's Safe Routes to School program. The statewide multi-million-dollar grant was spearheaded by Linwood and Sojourner parents and community members and resulted in the construction of this multi-mile paved pathway along Linwood Avenue in front of the school. Before the Safe Route to Schools grant, Linwood and Sojourner parents didn't feel safe sending their kids along a narrow shoulder of the road. But on this day, parents, community members, and the mayor of Milwaukee, Mark Gamba, came to celebrate. The new pathway is even popular with older students who graduated from elementary school years ago.
The new Safe Routes to School have been incredible. Been just walking around more, and it's nice. It's especially on these warm summer days.
The Safe Routes to School grants have helped many North Clackamas students safely walk or ride to school when they live too close to take a school bus. Well, this bus is off once again, and just in case you were starting to wonder, yes, I am officially licensed to drive one of these. I passed the test and everything. Now, let's give you a quick test. What do you do if you're feeling nervous about coming back to school after a long summer? Well, you head to your local school's open house or back to school night. Those took place at many of our district schools this past week, and we got the green light to visit a few along our NCSD news route. Take, for example, Oak Grove Elementary, where hundreds of families showed up with eager kids ready to reconnect with old friends and even meet some new ones. A big welcome to our new NCSD families. The open houses and back-to-school nights help calm the nerves of both students and parents alike, as some kids enjoyed playing on the playground, meeting teachers, and maybe even enjoying a sweet treat. But what are students' favorite parts about coming back to school?
Well, for the first part of school, I'm looking forward to seeing new people here. There's nice people. Yeah.
Definitely nice people.
And they take care of people.
While many of these open houses and back-to-school nights cater to our elementary families, many of our middle and high schools have similar events once the school year gets rolling. Well, speaking of rolling, we've got to get these wheels in motion to our next stop on this NCSD News Tour. We're off to Milwaukee High School, where students are saying goodbye to a boring asphalt-colored student parking lot. And when it comes to brand new self-colored parking spots, you know what they're saying. Yellow. What a way to get the blood flowing for these Milwaukee High seniors. It's an art attack in the senior parking lot. This is the first ever parking lot painting party, where Mustang seniors are allowed to paint their assigned parking spot for the year. What's the deal? Senior Annalise Kronk organized the project working with Milwaukee High's administrative team and the school district, sent informational letters home to students and parents to be read, and the project blew up. And soon, Milwaukee's senior parking lot will leave other high schools green with envy.
Flying without forgetting where I came from. With the pandemic and COVID and everything, we lost a lot of traditions at the high school. Just like senior breakfast, for example, last year we didn't do that. So it's just all about creating pulling the community together and just making new connections with everyone as we make new traditions as we move on.
Now, to be clear, all the parking lot paint can be washed off at the end of the school year. So next year, seniors can repaint the spots in the future. Well, that'll do it for this colorful edition of NCSD News, along with Brian McGrew. Oh, wait, Brian, do I have you? Oh, he's there. I'm Curtis Long. Thanks for joining us on our bus tour around town. Next week, we just might be at a school near you to show you there are always great things to see wherever you go in NCSD.